Cole, why do you look like you're going to the beach in the 30s?
Because that's the kind of mood I'm trying to exhibit in 2021, man.
only a third of the way to the year.
The stock market might be crashing, but I'm going to the beach.
Like seriously, if that was like a one piece, if that was a
Man.
one piece fucking button all the way down to the crotch, that'd be the perfect 30s bathing suit because it's got the pattern and everything.
Oh yeah,
and you've got the hat would need to be a little wider brim, but other than that, you've got it down.
Like just like fully like
no, it'd be out further, just a little bit.
Oh, okay. It would have to also be like a little shorter and like just like square top.
What is up, everybody? My name is Sam, and this is the internet where things happen today. Here for a vidcast. Holy shit, man! It's been a long time
since like a month since we did one of these.
Yeah,
it's been quite a bit of time, but you know, I never promised a regular schedule with a vidcast, much like nothing else on my channel is with any kind of real regularity. So I'm here with Cole and Zach.
Hello.
And we're gonna talk about some. Oh, anyway, thanks. Bye. No, no, we're back. It's been a while. I love doing the vidcast. I love just kind of like chilling, and there's like no real purpose to what we do. Like, okay, that implies there's a purpose to what we do, like any other time, but like really these ones really have no purpose, which is like my bread and butter. But I wanted to kind of start off with a quick, so I texted you guys a photo of this a couple days ago, but I had an idea and I was gonna do it that night, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna use this for content. So we all know the Georgia Peach Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We all know and love.
Yeah, we do.
The Georgia Peach Coca-Cola. There is exactly one Target in my area that carries it, and they put them on the shelf like 3 cases at a time. And so every like 2 weeks, I'll go in and I'll buy their stock. And the way that I figure, because the way the stores work is if things are getting purchased, they restock them. And so I figure, well, if I go in and buy all 3, they're restocking them for me. That rhymed. My wonderful girlfriend brought home a couple like little mini like liquor bottles. No, they weren't. They were. She doesn't really drink, so they were in like a little gift bag for one of her friends who got married. And one of the things in there was a miniature bottle of Ciroc Peach.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I thought
that could be good.
That could be good. So I've got a little glassy glass here.
And you know what you can do as a follow up to this too in a later episode.
What's that?
Your Ciroc Peach with Sweet Lightning.
Ooh.
That sounds so good.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds super good.
All right, so Mr. Duncan, I'll save some of this then. Since you are our resident mixologist, I'm going to have you tell me when to stop.
You're doing it without ice?
Should I get some ice?
I mean, the thing is that like vodka is like super astringent, but
that's true.
You know what?
I could chuck a couple cubes in there.
I mean, I would personally chuck a couple cubes.
Okay, I'll go. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna grab a couple cubes.
We don't have to talk. You know that, right? Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna go get a drink too, so I'll be right back.
I mean, who would have thought that we would have solved the socioeconomic crisis that was brought on by COVID-19 here on Sam vs. Sam, but we lost that footage.
I agree.
Completely gone. Damn.
How much Coke is that? What, a 12 ounce?
That's a 12 ounce, yeah.
About a gram.
Fuck it. I'd say like 3/4.
3/4?
Of the Ciroc or of the Coke?
Of the Ciroc.
Oh, damn. All right. Holy shit.
Cole's trying to get me.
Sam's about to get fucking turned on air.
Well, I mean, like the ice will like dilute it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sipping on it too. But the question is,
how much Carmatrine are you putting in it?
Oh, see,
that is a very good question. That is a very valid question that he just asked.
I don't even understand that reference at all. I don't know what you could possibly talk about.
If you don't understand that reference, go back to Sam vs. Sam, or actually it'd be Zach vs. Cole, Valhalla, episode 1. Hey, I'm your shaker. How's it going?
Okay, yeah. Then yeah, just fill it up.
Fill up with Coke?
Yeah.
I gotta check Soda Emporium to see if they've got any more peach Coke.
Give her a little twirly twirl to get it all mixed up.
Give her a little. I mean, it smells awesome. Hold on, let me.
I'll say, give the taste.
It immediately spits it up. It's disgusting.
No, I'm kidding. That is delightful.
Hell yeah.
It almost, honestly, could use the rest of that peach vodka.
I mean, do it, buddy. Why not, right?
Speaking of Cole being our resident
Calvin
mixologist and all that,
definitely mix it now because it's all sitting on top.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, Katie's parents were in town, and so I wanted to buy her dad a nice bottle of liquor. And I was going to buy some Ragged Branch, because that's his favorite brand. But what a fucking odyssey that turned into, where I'm talking to Cole, and I'm talking to Cole on the phone, and I'm trying to fucking find this thing, and there's like no rhyme or reason to how this fucking liquor store by me is organized.
There never is. There never is.
And it's a chain, too, so you'd think there would be at least some fucking semblance of order to it. I'm talking to Cole, and then I'm talking to this guy, and for some reason, it's all run by foreigners, slurping up our goddamn paperback covers, and and I'm like, do you have this? And they're like, no, we don't have this. And I'm like, Cole, they don't have that. And he's like, ask about this. I'm like, what about this? And they're like, no, sir, we do not have that. And I'm like, what about?
You broke Sam.
And I'm like, fucking,
you broke Sam.
Cole, they don't have it.
Wait, you broke Sam.
Oh, it was a fucking mess. I ended up seeing one. It was
slurping up our paperbacks. What a fucking line!
That's what those damn foreigners do. That's why we gotta build #build that wall. #protect our paperbacks.
Protect our
listen,
paperbacks.
as a novelist, that's a charity I can get behind, and a hashtag that I will support.
Protect our paperbacks.
But I ended up going with I can't remember the name of it now, but it was like Hudson Whiskey Co. or something, because it was from the Hudson Valley, New York, and I was like, oh, I know that, and it looks decent. So, and I ended up getting the they had two flavors. They had like their regular one, and then it was branded as like the short stack, and I guess it had like a maple flavoring to it. It was really good.
Ooh, yeah. I will always go for like a maple bourbon. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have actually, and just to loop back to other things that we've done on the channel, I actually got, last time I was in New York, I got this maple pancake flavored coffee from Quick Check. It's actually quite good.
Oh, that does sound good. I don't know if it's the same way. I was going to circle back before, like, you went on talking about the coffee. I don't know if it's the same way in, like, other states, but the reason why liquor stores have no rhyme or reason to how they are set up, like, as far as, like, how things are, like you have a whiskey section and a vodka section, you have a lager section, you have a vodka section. You have
a whiskey drink, I have a lager drink.
Yeah. you got a tub thumping section. Yeah. Is because like dudes like me and our competitors, when the store opens, will all show up on the same day with all of our trucks, unload all of it, and then it's generally us who figures out where everything goes, and there are like very certain like spots that everyone wants. So like you would think that you would want like top shelf, but no, you definitely do not. So like your very expensive stuff obviously will go on the top shelf, and it's all basically based on price up until like the middle two shelves, and at that point it's a goddamn free-for-all because everyone wants the middle two shelves that are like roughly either at eye level or like at hand level.
That makes sense.
So as far as like, because you remember when you came to visit Cole, we went to Total Wine and More.
Yeah,
like
and it turns out we have one in Knoxville.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Chanel, when I got back, she's like, "You fucking idiot! There's literally one like."
That's a very Chanel woman person line right there.
Chanel woman person, yep.
In a much nicer way, obviously.
I don't believe it. I think she called you a fucking idiot.
I think she called you a fucking idiot, and then she punched you in the stomach.
And then she stole your shoes. She stole your shoes and your lunch money and left you crying, sitting in a puddle.
She had every right to.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely every right to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no.
Well, because that was arranged. Because like that one was arranged by like alcohol type, but you're saying
it's still the same way.
But you're saying like within the sections, like within the vodka sections, like the middle two shelves are just whatever the fuck, and then
like unless the company is like getting really into the weeds about like vodkas, for instance, is like, oh, these are potato vodkas, and these are wheat vodkas, and these are grape vodkas, and these are corn vodkas. Unless they're really getting into the weeds with that, it's usually with bourbon. It's usually with whiskeys, because whiskey will be just like rye, bourbon, straight, Scotch, Irish, but in those sections, we will still fight for like generally like the middle sections or like eye level or like hand level.
Imagine being the person who seriously goes up to a liquor store and says, "I want the second shelf of the potato vodka section."
Right.
Like imagine. Like imagine being that.
Probably. Well, if someone's getting in the weed, especially for the vodka, they're probably wearing a 4-stripe tracksuit and some black Air Force Ones. Don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
It was like when I found out about it, it was kind of like cool to me because it was like something I never thought about, because you never want to be the guy that looks at the bottom shelf, right? But you also more than likely don't have the money to go grab something off the top shelf all the time. So you are immediately, your eyes are always drawn to like the middle of like the shelf in a liquor store. And that's apparently where that all
you
comes
say
through.
that like I haven't bought the Stars and Stripes brand of vodka from the bottom shelf of a PX multiple times in the past.
Oh, dude.
Yes, sir. You fucking talking to me like I haven't proudly bought a fucking jug of Kamchatka, fucking plastic bottle vodka from Walmart multiple times in my life.
I've bought Evan Green. I've bought like Barton's vodka. You know, you name it. Bottom barrel, baby. Somebody had to make Hunch Punch.
Say that like I have a big ass bottle of fucking Bacardi pre-mixed mojito sitting on my stand right here.
No, you're talking to the person who routinely got the 2-liter bottle of the Bacardi zombie rum pre-mixed, ready to drink shit.
Yeah, like
sold.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Me and my friends, like, we would grab one of those things and just, like, drink it all down.
Have a goddamn Bacardi party.
Yeah. There he is. There's the guy right there. Zach James, everybody. We would just, like, get this. I remember one time, there was a photograph of me after I drank, like, most of a bottle of Bacardi Zombie. And I'm just, like, I'm laying, like, upside down. So I'm on a recliner, and the recliner is reclined, but my feet are up where my head should be, and my head is down where the feet should be. I'm just rocking back and forth. Like, you know what?
You're going to talk to me, Cole, like I haven't gone out and bought a bottle of Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Skull vodka.
You are the only person I know that has ever owned that vodka. I watched an episode of.
I've drank it. I bought one of the minis just because it's cool.
Is it decent? Like, is it good?
It's okay vodka, yeah.
This is also like over a year old.
It's vodka. It does not go bad.
I was going to say.
It smells like fucking,
vodka
smells like fucking turpentine.
That means it's good.
That sounds like a... Oh, there he goes.
There he is. Take a pull.
That's like a Mitch Hedberg joke waiting to happen.
Turpentine too.
Oh, it's
this
like
is not very good vodka.
Vodka does not stop being good alcohol. It simply becomes medicine. You are welcome. Yeah. Sorry for your convenience.
That shit tastes like rubbing alcohol right now.
The first time someone told me about like the actual story behind Crystal Skull, I was just like,
You told me about it after I bought it because I was just like, that's cool packaging. Let me fucking buy it. And then
it's a really cool packaging.
Then I told you guys, and Cole was like, you know the story behind that, right?
It's a fun story to tell, especially for someone who doesn't know what, like, I guess, like the story behind it is. I mean, it's just like,
do you want to tell the story?
I can, yeah.
So let's hear about Dan Aykroyd.
He doesn't deserve the free advertising. Dan Aykroyd believes that the fucking Crystal Skull aliens from Indiana Jones 4 is real.
That's okay. Yeah. Basically, yeah.
That's basically it. He's a lunatic.
Because every one of his every one of the salesmen that I know who sells that just pitches it as either A, this is going to look amazing on a back bar, which it will, or B, it's Dan Aykroyd's vodka. Well, they don't go into like the weeds about what the inspiration.
Yeah, because they don't want to scare the customers away.
Basically, Dan Aykroyd believes that aliens from History Channel's ancient aliens,
Indiana Jones,
the Indiana Jones movie that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, were on this planet and they left behind crystal skulls, and those crystal skulls help magnify your mental power with the earth or some bullshit, some other metaphysical dumb bullshit that doesn't exist.
The crystal skulls are in Gatorade.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's why I'm a Gemini. Mm-hmm. And that's why that's why I'm an Aquemini. Thank you very much.
That's why I'm a microwave. That's why I'm a microwave popcorn.
Obviously, that's such a microwave popcorn thing to say.
I hate both of you.
There used to be a brand of tequila.
Yes,
called Ka.
Yeah, and it came in the skull as well.
Yeah, it came the Calaveras.
Yeah, the local liquor store near my parents' house used to sell them, and of course I wasn't 21 yet, so I couldn't buy them. But I was like, that's fucking cool. I want one of those.
Yeah. They're back now. They went away for a long time. I sell it now, but they're not in the skulls anymore. I was like, well, this brand's dead, so fuck it. Exactly.
Do you guys remember the skull? Reminds me. Do you guys remember Occulto? It was a beer that was aged in tequila barrels.
Yes, I remember Occulto. Yes,
and I remember it being really good, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
I think it might have been one of those brands that just did not make it through. There was a boom of everyone trying to do some kind of Mexican cerveza style beer, and I just don't think that it lasted.
I remember it being really good, but
I could be very, very wrong though,
or at least partway decent. I just haven't. I wonder if they might not even have it up here, because I remember it being in Ohio, but I also don't remember seeing it in the liquor section of the stores in Ohio when I went back to visit last time. So
I mean, I could probably find out.
Question for you guys.
Yeah.
Your gas stations, do they have a dedicated beer fridge that you can walk into?
Well, a beer cave?
Like a beer cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of mine do.
Because, so I didn't realize it's a thing in Virginia, because it's not really a thing, at least in the area of New York where I grew up in. So when my buddy Don moved up here, or down here, I should say, because he came from Vermont, we were at like the gas station, and he kept walking into these areas. I was like, Don, he can't go in there. It's employees only. Thinking it was like the back room, like the storeroom. He's like, nah, dude, these are the beer fridges. I'm like, huh? He's like, you're like the fucking Soviet. He goes, you're like the Soviet defectors who, when they'd come to the States, they'd walk into the grocery store and think it was all fake because there's all this food around.
Sam, Anheuser-Busch owned them, and yes, they did discontinue them back in 2016.
Okay, that makes sense. I haven't seen them since in a very long time. So I don't know if this is still the law, but Indiana doesn't have beer caves because it's the only state that has laws against selling cold alcohol.
What?
Really?
They're not allowed to sell cold alcohol. Yeah, and I'm not sure. It might just be because they're trying to like curb, people drinking, driving away from the place and drinking the beer from there. But like, they're not allowed to sell cold alcohol. And I remember learning about this because I used to work. So where I'm from in Ohio is relatively close to the border of Indiana where Richmond is. And I used to work at a gas station.
Is this the one that was all fucking enclosed?
So that was one of the ones I worked at. It was the same company, but I worked at another one that was like further west, like closer to the border.
Gotcha.
And so people from Indiana would drive over the border from Richmond to come to the gas station, which had a beer cave. I worked at a gas station with a beer cave. They would come to get cold beer from our gas station so that they can drive back across the border and have just cold beer ready to go for like a game or like something. Because Indiana has these archaic laws about not selling beer.
You know what I would do if I lived in Indiana then is I would just set up a fucking ring of people just right outside of the gas stations with just a bucket of dry ice. And for a buck for a single it'd be a buck for a single can, it'd be $2 for like a 40 or a tall boy, $5 even for a 6-pack, and fucking, oh, you bought that? Okay, dunk it in there for 3 seconds. Here you go, it's chilled.
Also, half of it's frozen. Deal with it.
I mean, I guess it's better than. I'd rather let it defrost on the way home than have to wait for it to cool down.
Hey Cole, can you step into my office for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not here.
I think.
Little did he know that my office is just the trunk of my Ford Fiesta.
Yeah. God, a Ford Fiesta. Jeez. That does remind me. I think we might have even talked about this on a vidcast, but or it might have been like a thing because I remember at the very least me and Zach talked about it. But like the guy who would send people down to Washington to buy Trader Joe's food, and then
I brought that up
at the shop in Canada.
That was I don't remember if that was a vidcast or not, but I brought that up because my buddy Don told me about that. Because it was me saying I was going to buy all the IKEA furniture and just sell it without the bullshit names.
Yes.
Were you going to like actually like build the furniture before and then mark it up?
No, it just would have been like brown chair instead of Hoffenfassen and shit like that.
honestly, I bet you there's a market for buying IKEA furniture and building it and then selling it at a markup. I bet you somebody would patronize that business.
Totally do that. I would totally do that. That is
which is you know what though? I guess already pre-assembled because IKEA does offer like for extra a service like they'll build it for you in your house.
But then you got to wait for them to come out and it's going to be like a 300% markup. I don't want to pay for that shit.
Come down to Duncan's Swedish Emporium. We've also got Swedish meatballs, and I've got Havaskir already made for you.
I discovered that they don't sell Jungelskog, the bear, in America. You can't get them.
Wait, what was that?
Remember we talked about this week's Jungelskog, that bear, that giant fucking brown bear that IKEA sells?
Oh, really?
Can't get them in America.
So they just have floor models then? Because I've seen that thing in IKEA before.
They maybe, I don't know, but I looked on their website.
Do you have to go to like Sweden?
Sweden, like various other countries. I don't even know if they have them in Canada, but they definitely don't have them
Norway, probably.
I want to see the. I want to see
Norway.
the custom sheet on that guy. Just like, yeah, I bought, I do have a bottle of wine that I got from this vineyard while we were out there, and, I grabbed some clothes.
Dude, you would just list it as a gift.
I got a book, and then I have a giant Swedish stuffed bear.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
listing it as a gift isn't that funny. Listing it as Djungelskog, the amazing giant stuffed bear.
I actually think that just Djungelskog would be the best. Not even, and that's it.
Yeah, don't even. No explanation. Just Djungelskog.
I think after we talked about that initially, my obsession with Djungelskog persisted for about a month, and this was like in the early parts of my relationship with Chelsea. So I think I was scaring her a little bit. Fucking
Sam versus Sam documentary we're gonna get.
Djungelskog sounds like a song written by Viljarta, which is like this like Scandinavian like progressive metal band that I like. Like if I just saw Djungelskog on there, I'm like, that song sounds heavy as fuck.
That song's gonna fucking whip.
That song is going to break my speakers.
I've started speaking of like progressive, what'd you say, progressive metal? Oh, yeah. I've started listening to like Russian death metal. Bro.
Hell yeah.
Are you talking about Slaughter to Prevail?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, buddy.
That dude's voice needs to be listed on the periodic table as one of the heaviest elements on Earth.
He is so fucking good. Oh my fucking god. My buddy Wilco got me into them a year ago.
You're friends with Wilco?
Yeah, with Wilco, the full band. Yeah, we hang out all the time.
Do you also know Roger?
Sure.
Roger Wilco?
We play poker on Thursdays.
What about Victor Vector?
Oh my god.
I feel like I'm stepping into something and I don't want to.
It's an airplane reference.
Oh.
What's our Vector, Victor? Roger.
No, my buddy Will showed me them. Like, Alex Terrible is fucking mean. And apparently he's like a really nice guy. I think he Twitch streams as well. Yeah.
I find that like not all of them, but a lot of like metal guys are like pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, all like the like famous ones that I've met, I'm like, holy shit, you didn't like eat me. Cool.
Yeah. Well, Cole, you've told me like your stories about like how important like Every Time I Die is to you.
Yeah.
I fucking love that band, and I think my favorite thing
one of my favorite books was written by their lead singers, and it vastly did a whole lot of things to my life. I was like, oh no, this book was written about me.
But Andy is a professional wrestler.
And like actually kind of big.
Like, yeah, like, well he's on now. AEW. He's on a nationally televised show. AEW, The Butcher, with his tag team partner, The Butcher and the Blade, as they're called.
And they have
what is the bunny story?
The bunny, who is...
I need to contribute something.
But yeah, he's just like Andy Williams. He's just this like soft-spoken, like really cool dude. Like
he's just a really nice guy. He's like really big into like the like bodybuilding community. He's like really positive. Just a really solid dude. I think everyone in that band is just a really solid dude.
Speaking of solid dudes,
yeah, go ahead.
Zach wrote a book.
Zach did write a book. And it's like
that was my best segue of all time.
That's coming out soon, right?
That's going to be on a Watch Mojo video in 10 years about the best internet segues of all time.
You push the release of it up, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So Zach wrote this book. It's called Deception. It's a military thriller. And it was originally coming out on July 1st. Or July... It doesn't matter. Early July. Because the date has been pushed up. It's coming out sooner. What day is it coming out now?
Now it's coming out June 1st.
June 1st!
Yeah. So fucking go buy it.
Yeah, it is...
or he'll find you.
I'm gonna sick Cole. Yeah, no,
I'll be under your bed.
Yeah, it's coming out June 1st.
You don't want that. I've existed in real life. I've existed in real life, like next to Cole Duncan. You don't want him under your bed. But anyway, so it's out June 1st.
Yep,
you said you told. I don't know why. You said you were going to tell us why.
Yeah. So the reason I picked July 1st. So for those that don't know, I'm actually in grad school right now. I'm working on my master's. And I had originally thought that I was going to be done with school
big master's in
boy.
Okay.
Yeah, my master's in waste management. And I thought I was going to be done with school on June 23rd. But it turns out that was an incorrect date. I'm not going to be done with school until September. And the whole reason I had chosen July 1st is because June 23rd, I figured I'd have a week and then the book would come out. And I realized, I was like, well, I'm not going to push it back. I'm not going to do that to people. And people are really excited about this. You know, I've gotten like fucking almost 50 followers in the last 2 weeks on Instagram with the power of networking.
Shout it out right now.
Net the Waking. On my video phone. Author Zach James
it's
on
the screen. It's on the screen and it's in the description.
Go follow
him. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Cole. So I was like, you know what? Let me give the people what they want, and also because I'm an impatient fuck, I'm gonna push it up a month too. So right now it's available for pre-order. You can only pre-order the Kindle version because I'm an indie author and it's my first book coming out, but it will be coming out on paperback as well. If you're a fan of Tom Clancy, Jack Carr, Vince Flynn, I write in the style of those guys. Check it out. I think you guys are gonna like it.
So on that day, like people could go to Amazon and purchase like the paperback. Yes. Purchase the paperback, you cheap.
And if you purchase the paperback, I'll put a thing out where because the first edition of the book is coming out in June. The second edition is going to come out in October because hopefully the DoD will have gotten back to me at that point with some of the redactions unredacted. If you buy it in June, don't buy a second copy. Just hit me up and I'll send it to me and I'll get you like a signed book plate or something to add to it.
Nice.
That's cool.
And
I'm really happy for you. I'm really proud of you.
The only incentive to buy the second edition is because it's going to have. I haven't decided if I'm going to do 1 or 2 preview chapters of book number 2, which will be coming out in March of 2022. So,
yeah, which I saw the inspiration photo for the cover, and that's going to be really cool. Are you going to get Bandito Bill to do the cover for the second one again?
I am, and actually, I'm going to coordinate with him to try to take a trip out to his neck of the woods, so I can I can do the modeling for book number 2.
So we're not using the photo of me in a kilt with an RPG?
No, I may use that for a novella. I haven't written or even figured out what the novella is going to be about yet, but I'm sure we can incorporate that somewhere.
And again, I'm gonna buy like a copy, but this one here.
I am buying multiple copies, and I'm just giving them away to people.
I appreciate that, guys.
This one here. This one here that I have is a treasure because it's the author copy. It was a gift from Zach.
Special edition.
Special message in the front and signed by him for us. So this is something to treasure. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but ever since I've gotten this book, it's been like kind of hovering in the background of my shots, and you can see some of it depending on how high my camera is. But it's hanging out back there. So. Yeah, I just wanted to give Zach a little platform to talk about.
For sure.
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate that.
Because because I'm proud of you.
Yeah, dude. It's really awesome cool. You've done.
And it's cool that it's coming out sooner. People can get their hands on it sooner. That's awesome. So
yeah.
I did want to. We're getting close to time, but I wanted to end with a thing because we talked about alcohol for most of this episode.
We did.
Why not end with alcohol? No, that's no bad at all. No bads here, sir. My question, because it made me think about like I don't really black out when I drink a lot. Mm-hmm. I've done it. It's happened to me 3 times. And I wanted to tell a story about, just a short story about like one time when I blacked out and nothing really bad happened, but it was just like a really weird thing. and I wondered if you guys had similar stories. Because when I first moved out of my parents' house, I lived with a couple of friends, and I've talked about this before. I lived in a house with a few friends, and we would have parties. It was a bunch of freshly graduated kids who didn't have parental supervision anymore. That's what you do. And
what could go wrong?
we just had this really fucking huge party, and everybody was fucking drunk, and it was really early in the morning. And we all worked dumb retail jobs, so most of us didn't have to work until 4 the next day, so it didn't.
Why not get after it?
Yeah, exactly. And so we were all drinking. It was me and two of our other friends that were still hanging out. Everybody had either left or gone to bed, and we were just hanging out in the kitchen. And they were just like, "Oh, we gotta go," and they lived nearby, so we were just gonna walk home. And so I got up to walk them to the door, and everything from here forward, I don't remember. This is what I was told by those two gentlemen the next day. So I get up and I walk them to the door, and they walk outside, or where they're getting ready to walk outside, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go to bed. You guys lock the door behind you. See you tomorrow or whatever. See you later. They're like, okay. So the way the house is set up is that it's you go up a set. There's a large perfect square landing. You go up another set and you're up in the hallway, and the landing is obscured from the downstairs. So I walk up past the point where it's obscured, and apparently they hear they just hear this thump, and there's oh shit. So they come running in, they look up the stairs, and I'm just standing there on that landing, just kind of looking up at the next set of steps, and they're just like, "Are you okay?"
Good.
And I go, and I turn, and I look down at them, and I go, "Yeah, I just wanted to jump." So apparently I got into the landing and just jumped straight in the air and just landed down and made this huge thump noise. And they were so concerned. They was like, okay. And so I guess I went upstairs and went to bed. And it was just such a dumb thing. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where the desire came from. And I don't remember any of it. But apparently I just wanted to jump that night. So I did.
I've got two. One that happened to me, one that happened to my friend, who I will not name, but it's too good to not tell.
Okay.
First one about me. I once played a house party where all they had to drink were Busch Light and Red Bull vodkas.
What's the problem? You have Red Bull and water. No.
Jesus Christ, Sam.
So I was just pounding Red Bull vodka. Played the show. It was great show. Awesome vibe. I always loved playing house shows. Unloaded, got everything loaded back into the van. And then I remember sitting down on a hill, some dude looking at me and going, "You good?" And I was like, "Ha, no." Projectile vomiting, and then falling backwards, and then that's it. And then I woke up in bed, and I was like, where the fuck am I? We were back at our house, and I was I walked out of my room, and I was like, yo, what the fuck happened? They're like, so, we got done unloading. You fucking puked, rolled out somehow or another, missed your puke, rolled down a hill into the neighbor's, driveway. Our drummer had to pick me up and, firemen's carry me back up the hill, throw me into the Suburban, and then leave.
It's a good thing you weigh 30 pounds.
Yeah, for real. But the better one,
Duncan over here.
The better one was at our band's communal house. Where we had a lot of parties, and then there's another house down the road that had a lot of parties as well. So a couple of our boys went down the road to that party. We're all just hanging out, drinking and everything else. I decide to call it an early night. And like 2 hours later of me sleeping, I just hear like, no, fucking dude, fucking stop. I swear to God, fucking stop. And I was like,
stop, dude, I'm gonna get you, dude.
God damn it. So like I put my pants on, I open my door, and it's like my two roommates, one of which is like Brooke, my guitarist. And he's just got his hand out, just like, dude, stop. And it's our other roommate. And he's like, no, go in. I was like, you know, dude, it's all good. Like, just leave it be. Just let him go to bed. And he looks at me and he's like, nah, turns back. Just kind of like leans into Brooke. Brooke barely just pushes him back. This dude goes fully, just loses all balance. This is on the second floor of our house. Where our rooms was directly above like a kind of not spiral staircase. Like it was almost like staircase up, hard right turn, another staircase up, hard right turn, staircase up to like the landing where all of our bedrooms were and our bathroom was. So there's like a railing.
Oh shit!
That was about knee high.
To a grasshopper? Or?
No, to a grown ass man. So Brooke barely pushes him. I see this guy go just full like arms swinging,
like full Looney Tunes.
Legs hit the back of that banister. 2 flips. I just hear the thud. And then I was like, oh fuck, Brooke just killed him. And I just hear I was like, oh my God, thank God he's alive. Okay, someone go get him. He has a concussion for sure.
Make him say,
no.
Oh my God. Zach, do you have any of those types of stories, or are you legally allowed to tell them?
I don't. You actually saved the worst for last on this one. I've never blacked out while drinking. I've also never puked while drinking.
Oh.
That is something I'm... Well, so here's what I'll say. I don't puke a lot. I puke maybe like 4 times after drinking a lot. And what I will say about puking after drinking is that, number one, you never really want to puke.
No.
Puking sucks. No. But nothing is more relieving than the feeling you get immediately after you puke.
I mean, I have done that when I've like eaten something bad or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I need to get this out of me now.
Mm-hmm.
But also
Puke and Rally.
But also, I'm not a big beer drinker. I just don't like the taste of it really. So whenever I drink, it's always like mixed drinks, or I'm having something on the rocks, or if I'm on vacation, I'm drinking some fruity ass daiquiris, which I fucking love.
You're goddamn right.
A daiquiri for Zachary.
Throwback. That food doesn't exist anymore.
No, I'm pretty sure that reference is in the.
I hope
it is. It
is. But so I could drink until I couldn't feel my fucking toes, but I never threw up and I never blacked out from it.
Superpower, my guy.
Just never like drink coffee like right after you've had a decent amount of drink, because that is a great way to car bomb yourself.
Oh shit! Yeah, I bet.
No, they referenced that in a Coffee Talk. Yes. Remember? Where he gave where they asked for coffee, but he doesn't. He gives them like tea or like
actually
hot coffee or something.
So Death Wish Coffee, which I'm sure we're all familiar for, they actually make a coffee flavored vodka. And I came across this back in 2016 because I was dating Danielle at the time. We were going up to Lake George for like a day trip for her birthday, and on the way back, I stopped by a liquor store and I picked up this bottle of Death Wish coffee vodka. Bro, you put this shit in your fucking coffee, you could just like get the slightest hint of the fucking, the heat that you would feel taste of the vodka. Other than that, though, you'd have no idea there was nothing else in your fucking...
Those are so dangerous.
Shit like that is dangerous, and I fucking love it.
Same. On days that I didn't have to drive and wasn't working, fucking, I death wish up my coffee in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. To kind of round it off, then I'll tell my favorite Puke and Rally story.
Love it. Let's hear it.
I do have a couple good ones. I've got one good one I'll tell you after you're done, Sam.
Okay, cool. And we'll wrap up with your Puke and Rally story.
So, skip to the time code here if you're squeamish.
Good Puke and Rally stories.
So like I said, my superpower is that I don't get hangovers, which is
lucky. I'd much rather that.
Yeah, I'll take puking every so often over having hangovers. But I don't really puke that much after I drink. I've done it a couple of times. My favorite Puke and Rally story is when I was living in Dayton. And we were just out with a couple friends because I've told you guys about Proto, that like bar coffee shop, 3D printing place that I used to go to. A couple of my friends worked there, and sometimes after we got done there, we would all go to a couple streets down to the Oregon district and go drinking, get a few more drinks. And one night we all just went out and we were getting ham. I had a lot to drink. I was feeling really good. And we go to this place called the Trolley Stop. And we're all sitting down at this table outside. And one of my friends orders like some beers for a couple of us. And that beer was like the last straw for me. So I'm sitting there, take a sip, just like, whew, okay, chill. Take another sip. I was like, I'm fine. And then I let it go for a second, and then I forgot that it almost made me puke. So I took another sip, and it's fucking coming, man. Like I cannot stop it. And so I'm sitting at this table, everybody's like distracted talking, and like I'm in between two people, and one person's turned away from me, the other person's like staring across the table, and I'm just like, and just the most casual thing you've ever seen in your life. There was a planter behind me, exactly behind me where I was sitting. So I just like casually turn. I'll do it this way so the camera will pick it up. I just casually, like, sitting in my chair, and I just casually turn around. The quietest vomit you've ever heard in your life, is all in the plant. And then I turned back around, and my one friend was sitting next to me. He's the only one that noticed, and he was just like, "Good, dude." And I'm just like, and I was fine.
That's actually impressive.
That is
like the most casual thing I've ever done in my life was turning around and vomiting.
Exactly. You didn't ruin anyone else's night.
Exactly.
Fuck that plant.
So mine actually has some similarities to Sam, but the biggest difference is I actually hadn't been drinking that night. This was right after I got back from Africa, and I was catching up with some friends, and I linked up with my friends Marissa and Peter, who I went to high school with. This back when I was still up in New York. And we were hanging out, playing video games, shooting shit, whatever. And then it was cool because it was like December in New York. So there was snow on the ground, but Pete and his family have a jacuzzi. So he was like, "Hey, the jacuzzi's open. You guys want to come over and hang out in that?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah." And we had a few other high school friends.
Yes.
Yeah, and we had a few other high school friends who were going to meet us.
Somebody asked you to schmooze in a jacuzzi. You say, "Yes, palooze."
So we had a couple other high school friends who were going to come link up with us there too. And so is that like your guys' version of like the salutes and the curtsies and all that?
Absolutely.
We're leaving.
I'll still never forget that. It took Cole like a minute to figure out what the fuck you were doing.
But so we're getting ready, and Pete's gonna drive his car over there, and Marissa's gonna ride in my truck, and I'm gonna drive the truck, obviously. We're getting there, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I don't feel well. And so she's going in my truck, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to be right back." And she's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I got to throw up. I'll be right back." And she's like, "What?" So I walk over, and they've got like this line of trees. So the way their property is because it's on like a shared farm road. So you got the main dirt road, and then it turns off. And so where it turns off to the right to go toward her house, right at that Y intersection, there's a row of trees that basically works to basically separate the property lines, quote unquote, the lot lines. So I walk right up there, and I'm just like, I throw it up like 2 or 3, just fucking, just fucking empty my stomach, and I fucking, all right, and I go back to my truck, and I'm like, all right, you ready to go? She's like, what the fuck? Are you okay? I was like, yeah. And I just had to get it out of my stomach. She's like, all right, and then we went and had a great rest of the night.
I love when they end so casually like that. It's so fun because I remember when he asked me if I was good, I gave him the thumbs up, like the fucking Dale Cooper thumbs up, and I just took a sip of sip of beer.
The Dale Cooper thumbs up is just.
But yeah, I fucking love that. That's awesome. Well, on that note,
what a banger ending right there.
We're back.
We're back.
Whether that's a good thing or not is to be determined.
Hey, you watch this episode and you tell me in the comments, what do you think? We'll smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification,
smash that puke button right now.
Smash that puke button, hammer that rally button.
Oh, speaking of like puke and just sort of like gross aesthetics and all that, check out Cruelty Squad. That game's unsettling.
Cruelty?
Yeah. We'll discuss it. Maybe we'll play it on the channel sometime. It's unsettling. It's gross.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
Check it out. You'll pick up what I'm talking about.
My voice went up there.
I was going to say, why don't you go up a couple more octaves? I don't think you shattered every window in the greater Seattle area.
Yeah, I'm working up to it.